Hello. So yeah, happens more often. Same day, same outfit. Different video, different day, you know. But I thought, still October, let's do another one of these. So the only thing I'm doing different in this recipe is I think I've got this pan, a square one, and they have a round one. So I don't know if it makes any difference because of the last Barm Brack recipe. Well, so let's put this on because I need warm milk and warm water. So I'm putting milk. Pour in the milk and water mixed to a dough. So I have to warm this. And I can do it in one pan, so let's cook water while I continue reading or start reading. So Barm Brack. This is traditionally a Halloween cake, but I like, look how that's how they spell it in Duolingo too. I have to look up why. But this is traditionally a Halloween cake. Long ago, a wedding ring would be baked in it, and it was said whoever found it would be married within the year. Well, I think I mentioned I don't like non-edible thing in my food, so I don't think I'm going to get married. Anyway, not soon. Who knows? I don't know. Let's forget about the marrying thing and let's do the Barm Brack, okay? So it says grease a round cake thin. Well, I've got the square one. Sift the flour, mix spice and salt together. So let's put this here. I've got so many things going on. What did I say? The flour, mix spice and salt. So I've got a lot of flour, for which I'm going to get a spoon because I can't do it all in one. Oh, I tried to do it in a good way. Where's my... I'm sorry. That's why I got my thingy. This is going to take forever. And I'm losing a lot of flour. The last recipe, by the way, was a really great recipe. The Lily Forberg recipe. The only, well, it's not really a bad thing. It's very crumbly, and I think if I'm going to make that one again, I'm going to use a bit less of the mixed spice, because that one I think needed a full teaspoon, and this needs half a teaspoon, I think. Yeah, so I think the half is, yeah, better. But let's see how this, if I like this better. Because this one uses raisins and currants. So, or sultanas and currants. The flour is in. Let me get a wooden spoon to stir. Mix spice and salt. So I need half a teaspoon of allspice. Doesn't fit like that. Half a teaspoon of this. And how much salt? 1 teaspoon of salt. So more salt. One teaspoon of salt. Let's mix that in. Stir in the yeast and 1 tablespoon of the sugar. So I've got a package of dry yeast, and this, I think I need to cut this open. There's no thingy on the side. So yeast in, and then a tablespoon of the sugar. Let's give this a stir. And then make a well. I think it's make a well, then pour in the milk and water and mix to the. So this is warm milk and warm water. I think this looks, it hasn't boiled yet, so but it doesn't need to be cooking because it's gonna burn the yeast, right? Knead until smooth and no longer sticky. I think it's going to be hands-in right from now on, because I'm not going to make a dough out of it if I don't. Already smells like bread. I think because of the dough, the yeast, I'm sorry. And there's a chance, I think, that my milk water mixture was too hot because, well, I can't handle it, but it's pretty warm. I'm sorry, I was lost in somewhere. I was in a different world for a moment. Not that it's a bad thing for things to be quiet for a moment, right? I do that sometimes while just doing simple things. I just zone out, but I feel like a lot of people do that. So this is, I think this is okay. Place in a clean bowl, cover with clear film and leave in a warm place for an hour. So let's grab my flour. Why do I need to put it in a clean bowl? What's wrong with the bowl it's in? This is going to I have no idea how much is going to rise, so let's grab a cling bowl. I'm washing my hands for a moment, by the way. Because the dough is everywhere on my fingers. Well, understandable, I just needed a dough with my hands. And so I can grab the cling film without messing the whole grill up. And I need new one. This one's almost empty. Worry for later. Cling film. Warm place. Well, that's the thing. I don't really have a warm place. Well, maybe I have to put on the central heating, but that's no problem. I'm going to do that, and then clean this bit up, and then we'll continue. And I'll see you in an hour my time. This is what it looks like right now. Soft dough. So what I forgot, what I could have done is preheat the oven to 200 degrees. It's now at 180, 200. Add the butter, currants and chopped peel and work into the dough. Oh wait, I don't, yeah, I can preheating, but I have to wait 30 minutes again, so this is tea towel. So I'm going to knead butter and the sultanas in on the workbench, kitchen bench, what it's called. So this part, the bottom part is a bit sticky, but butter, currants and chopped peel, so the butter is nice and softened on the. I don't know if this helps what I'm doing, that's spreading the butter, but butter, it looks like it's way too much. Currants and sultanas, and then this package of chopped peel. I have some leftover sugar too. I have some sugar left, that I just said that, but I can't find where I have to put that in, so I'm going to look. I'll take a look at that while I'm look 30 minutes again, but yeah, what if it needs to be in. Step 1, grease tin, sift flour, spice and salt, stir in the yeast and 1 tablespoon of the sugar. I needed 4. And then pour milk, water to a dough. Flour board knead smooth to no longer sticky. Place clean bowl. Leave in place for an hour. Preheat oven. Add butter, currant, sultanas and chopped peel. Return to the bowl. Very sticky. Cover. Oh, I could have used the same thing again. But now I have to wrap. Whoa. Another. Fit the dough into the thin leaf to rise to the top. Brush with milk or syrup and bake for 15 minutes. Cover with foil, reduce the heat to 180 and bake for 45 minutes. Dust with icing sugar. So I have 3 tablespoons of sugar left that I'm not sure where to use. So this one here. This is covered again. Now, "30 minutes on the clock." That's all this tight. On the stove again, on the heat again. And now we'll wait again for 30 minutes. So yeah, because on the next page there's a different recipe. I don't know where the rest of the sugar goes. Dust with icing sugar. But it's in the ingredients, but so yeah, don't know. We'll wait. Clearly has risen because it's touching the foil. So I still don't know where the sugar has gone. Supposed to be. So yeah. So now I have to fit the dough in a tin and leave to rise to the top. Oh, I've thrown away the thing again, but it's already risen to the top, so what do you think? Leave for another half an hour to see what's going to happen before I put it in the oven, or shall I put it in the oven? The butter made it very well buttery. Yeah, well, the oven is still preheating. That wasn't necessary. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it for, I don't know, 15 minutes. I made some soup while I was waiting for this. So I'm going to eat my soup and let this rest for, well, as long as it takes to eat my soup. I think that's the maybe the smartest part. I don't want to say, but the best thing for me to do right now. This is not going to work. I have to cut off some of the thing is, yesterday at work we were doing our thing and we had to fill some of the air freshener things, and one of the scents was Bahama thingy. So my coworker and I, we both started singing Kokomo from the Beach Boys, and I still have that in my head. So yeah, 50 minutes, and then yeah, I'll put it in the oven. I'll come back to see what the change has been, and then we'll bake it. So I'm going to have my lunch. So I took off my sweater with the central heating on. It's way too hot, so the last 15 minutes it hasn't risen a lot, just a tiny bit. So right now I have to brush it with milk, but I don't know where I have put my brush. So I'm just going to use a spoon. My soup spoon. I just use this as. So I'm just gonna pour 1 tablespoon over. Oh, my nose. I'm sorry, that was not. Oven 200 degrees. 30 minutes. 15 minutes. 50 minutes. Cover with foil. Reduce the heat to 180 and then not 45 minutes. So yeah, we'll come back after 15 minutes. So the 15 minutes are gone. Maybe you can hear it. I put on my dishwasher because that really needed to happen. So let's take it out. Oh, it's so warm. Almost looks like summer. Anyway, looks, it has risen a bit. And then I have to turn the oven to 180. So, and then cover with foil. Anyway, back in the oven. 45 minutes. 45. Waiting time again. Anyway, yeah. Be right back. So the vapor just went off. 45 minutes. My dishwasher is not done yet, but the thing is, this one doesn't say anything about cooling down time or anything. So we'll see. Let's get it out of the oven first and then continue. I think because of the yeast, this one smells more like bread instead of the other one. Let me. So it says a bit of a browning, but let me check. Just like a cake, if it is done. So let me see if I can get it out of the thin, I want to say thin, out of the thin baking dish. And I like that this recipe just said cover after 15 minutes, because this way none of my raisins or currants have oh, that was really hot, burned. So it's the cake of the bread is still pretty hot. So is it, the last one was more cake, this one is more bread. So I think I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, 15, rest to cool a bit so I can handle it and won't burn myself on the currants and raisins. And yeah, raisin, sultana, I don't know. So yeah, 15 minutes and then we'll have a taste. Can't wait. So it smells like bread, and yeah, I've got, so I'm going to, yeah, cut it open with this knife. Oh. Myself a nice slice. Let me grab a pen for a moment. I'm sorry, I have to make a small note. So, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut very thin slice, I think, but I think it hasn't cooled enough because, well, or no, my mistake, wrong knife. So looks like real bread. So give me a second, people. Oh. Taste without any butter. First taste is, well, not as much as the allspice, of course, as the last one. With a proper bread knife, I think I can cut this one better. It's more, like I said, like a bread. So, but it's very tasty. Every time I'm making bread or something with yeast, I'm afraid you can taste the yeast. But, oh. I think I prefer the last one, but with a bit less of the allspice. But different kind of recipe, different kind of end result. So even though both of them are called Barm Brack, and I'm not an expert, I'm just trying to learn, they're totally different things. The other one is more cake-like, this one's more bread-like. But yeah, the other one is more, for the Dutchies, more like ontbijtkoek. This one is more like bread with raisins in it. So, very good too. Well, I said what I said. I prefer the one before this, but next time I'm going to use half a teaspoon instead of a teaspoon. Thanks for watching. These recipes are going good.